Hello, here reporting from Cricklewood in the first week of the month, which is always regarded to that which is vibrating, and I will try to put the word effort in anything that I talk. Um, I hope as a prayer that anyone around the world does it for their own. It's a form of magnetic field. So, from the dictionary, effort, one, a vigorous or determined attempt. In an effort to reduce inflation, the government increases interest rates. The result of an attempt. He was a keen gardener, wi- winning many prizes, winning many prizes for his efforts. I mean, not whining, winning. Strenuous physical or mental exertion. Achieving independence requires some effort and self discipline. With modifier, the activities of a group of people with a common purpose, the war effort. 2. Technical. A force executed by a machine or in a process. Again, too technical. A force exerted by a machine or in a process. Phrases. Make an effort. Attempt to do something. Make an effort to do some kind of abdominal exercise. Cool. Make every or spare no effort. Try everything possible to achieve something. The doctor spared no effort in helping my father. With effort, with physical difficulty. It is bad, sir, he said, controlling his voice with effort. Much of the dictionary is being corrupted by the English writers, and they honor some French, but it does come from the Latin. In this one, they have also honor the Latin, which in many they don't. Origin: the 15th century from Old French "esforcier", based on Latin "ex out", fortis, strong. Ex out, fortis, strong. So it's like exhort, effort. And it has to do as well with a force. Yeah, very simple, isn't it? But let's imagine the world speaks at the same time about making an effort. So it is very important to to dictate that it's gonna be costly. No matter if Stephen King comes threatening you with a horror story, I mean, can change the whole rhythm of paying Sharon the ferryman. People have to take accountability. Oh well, I guess a deal is a deal. Um, I mean, there are people who just work in supermarkets, McDonald's, as I have. Um, I have made a lot of money, but the lawyers stole it all. My family stole it all. So I choose a normal job with the lowest payment to just focus on trying to get this deal done and the laws of role play. And I made my effort to make go into bigger deals, and I went through a lot of lawsuits as well. So that's been quite an effort, which many are getting profit from my ideas. So I was studying planet Uranus last night, and it seems to have a lot of ideas. So it's a planet that it doesn't have a form of its own. It does not relate to anything at all, but an idea and new things, and it's fun. So I have it with another planet, Chiron there, and Neptune is a good relation, and just was interesting. There's been some studies with the relation of this planet and ideas, as we formulate things that are not real yet. For those who are being part of creation, and which sets can you manage, which mediations can you manage, and how can you control United Nations so it is not a crime of war when you there has been an ongoing war that United States with other countries have been doing to Syria. So how are you going to make it up to stop the drama? Because people have to be defended from all the sides to make an agreement that is global in benefit to start creating something that United Nations also needs without having to be insulted by people who are just invited and never studied sociology, never had in their minds, not from childhood, not from university, not from expertise of decades, what it is to take care of society as such with all its complexities. Because you cannot mix things. If you're doing this, you're doing this. If you're from the right, you're from the right, even if you like the beliefs from the left. If you're from the left, you're from the left. If you're a person who is speaking to the public domain, you cannot mix things. Or you are from the right, or you are from the left. Or you like England, or you do not like England. Or you like royalty, or you do not. And if you have a bad day, you just relax. And instead of getting psychotic to get more points, you let it breathe through 3 days and think about how to compose something that is going to generate less problems with society as they get to hear you, in order to pick some words and key opener codes that allow the public to think with their own terms, with their own words, What can they do to make their lives better? How can they trust the economy? How can they trust the outer authority to their inner authority? So there are many people who are resented with the higher class because they will always feel they are little, and they will try to beat the rhythm. I know it from my very father. Just because you have many readers and many followers, it doesn't mean that you are relevant to make a better world. Because words are nothing. People can be inspired, people can read many books, and they're incapable of creating any force or motion. So it's good to study science as well and practice. So in science, you have always the theorist and the practitioner, yeah, the experimentalist. So they are both together, and they fight all their life and career. The theorist is the one that comes with the idea. So I have I had to stop role playing, so and I have ordered my fellow role players to only role play one per one, because we are being monitored, and they're going to copy everything if we reveal some of our discoveries. Yeah, so we have been role playing for I from 2006, and other a very another person for longer. But I do have the formula because he's being carrying along while I've been in the managing in the background, which are two ways of managing. So anyone who wants to reach me out, I will give the laws of role play. I want my percentage, and I will give it all in a understandable way of communicating, as people do, humans do. I have been talking for and trying to mediate this for 2 years. So every day that I'm talking, I'm trying to have a real person come to me with the same respect that I have given the number 8 drone to Bill Gates. It was sent something like that, right? And there is half a kilo. I have written it also by hand in this paper, yellow, and files that are like this, 5 files like this, and some of them empty. It was called the multiverse. We call it the metaverse. So this is was about fantasy world, not about Facebook or anything that has to do with real life. People have to really define what is fantasy and what is real life. Yeah, in character, I see real life. So in the folder number A was about characteristics and profile. B, the folder of B, development approaches to the interaction. To being shares, treaties, alliances, hero, villains, innocent, the realm, stages, the multiversity. So, in the development approaches to the interaction is what it's behind this folder. There is encyclopedia that I can offer. I have given a few methods here with that which approaches the zigzag of the three movements, three messages, three stories that are related. There are three movements. By the second, you could have is or they all have to have a positive string to keep the story. But if you have three no's, there is no story. If you have two stories that are all mean no, probably the third is going to be a no. But if you have story where they are no's but they have kind of yes, you could have from a third chapter and pull those little yeses within the no's and make another step. So this goes zigzag like that, all right? So if you can really create a hologram or a 3D for computer with the screen where you can see that zigzag, how is it moving? So the people that are mediating from fantasy or in real life for good things, they can see how it is operating in the storyline. Yes, so it has nothing to do with fantasy, what's happening in real life. It does help you to have metamorphosis because the reasonable part of the brain cannot operate as well as if you have a place where you can get to study and have parallel synonymous parallel like things that are related but not really, but you can just flow easily and then later get to deal with things in a simpler way. But at least you have processed all these frustrations, all this your own anger. If people have given you a lot of problems at work, you can put that anger there instead of putting it back or be afraid and control and get a little more refined in order to make things better. Just be relieved that you have taken, let's say your boss had a bad day, so you just put it all out there and then you're new again. You don't take it personal with your boss because you are the closest person to your boss, especially if you're working, for example, in in the home or in a mansion and you're the closest person. So I would say to the staff, take it as an honor. Take it as an honor because you're the person they trust more and you're the person who is closest. So they're having a bad day and they cannot be like this in the office. They cannot be like that when they're dealing with something that is very delicate. And so they might just take it with you. And maybe what you did, it has not such importance, but take it with honor because they need some times to unconsciously, because nobody should treat bad another person And of course, there is a lot of problems in the home as well sometimes when they bring in more problems to the when they shouldn't. It is not easy. It is not easy for people to understand each other. So I have been listening to a channel on YouTube, The Red Room. Is a ex-policeman. I've sent him some information from a murderer that I have found, and I told him to pass it to the FBI because I didn't see it, and he just went out and made a video out of it to get more followers. And he got a lot of, because it was sensational. So I have learned that even the police or anyone who is on internet in the real life, even when it's related for justice, they don't care. They just want followers. And this happens also when you have storylines where are not related for the story, they're related to get more followers. So it breaks the tissue of the storyline. Because if I pass this information was to get this guy, not to make him afraid and vanish. So thanks to that, I have found the police and the law enforcement have a lot to learn, and they do not know anything about cybernetics at all, like 100%. They don't know about how to handle information in the public domain. Hmm? In the public domain, which it can be very useful. And they were talking against the metaverse and the problems. Of course, there are a lot of problems with cybersecurity, and they need me to give them the rules of roleplay because it's about the software and the program, and there is a part with the of how all this works. Well, I don't know if Mark Zuckerberg is like a little Hitler and it's just what he says, and I don't know if Bill Gates supported his meta to be his with my formula for all the companies around the world and countries to be together to form each character on each universe. So it's going to take a lot of effort to step back unless I don't I mean what is the problem here? If you want to make it with your classes, you can make it with your classes, but the tissue of this universe for each character to be unique. It has a lot of rules, it has a lot of modalities, and it has a bunch of that's been played for 18 years and more. So I haven't been in Facebook or in Twitter or nowhere but doing our things. Um, I'm not gonna say anything positive or negative until you step towards me, step back. Don't go too fast into your own future because you only have video games right now. You only have what You can only copy. Your computer engineers can only do what they have studied. They can only copy from video games. They can only relate with what they have learned. They don't have the mind, the imagination, the the spirits to go crazy and do nonsense for decades, because they are paid by you to do reasonable things that are being ordered by you, and this is going to take more time. So if you want a world that does not elaborate with intelligence and trust, because that's the way you work, by copying and stealing, everybody does that, so it's okay, like the cookies, yeah? Until there are laws from the government that would apply. But of course, you all share your own crimes because you do not have a law to put you in jail for stealing. Yeah, you do not have a higher power to lock you down for fraud, for robbery, for stealing, for abstracting, because you have done this all your life. Yeah, like stealing people's information. You go to court and there you're free. You can do whatever you want. You are like those serial killers who have the right to keep killing and do whatever they want because you're smarter than anyone. And those who have helped you as well. You are the owners of your own world. You're not going to give anything away. You want to walk triumphant. So what can happen is that the virtual reality moves into another dimension, and you will be a story of the past where people don't role play. They just play as in a computer game where they do not have anything else to do but to do what your programmers did with the glasses. You will be remembered like that. Imagine, just imagine. Imagine the results of how little effort you did. The metaverse spare no effort in helping the world. While efforts exerted by a machine in a process got over it. Because this is not a mediation that can last forever, because you're gonna get away with it, right? So you own the law, you already made your business. What do I know if the person who is listening right now to me is playing double face because I have always been serving, right? Because I have been always loyal, because I've been always taking care of its characters, even if it didn't exist. So, in the synonymous effort, it splits in three. Above is attempt, and below is achievement, And on the other side below is exertion. So achievement is a little higher than exertion, but it is attempt. Attempt is divided by stop, stop, go, essay, beat, shot, debut, try. So this has no form yet, as this effort is just gravitating through a space that is navigating through many ideas and concepts with and against the self, as within yourself as well and others. Yeah, it might take 3 weeks to have agreement that is very basic. It doesn't have to be the final agreement, the basic agreement that has conform an effort. So the achievement, attainment, accomplishment, deed, paying your deeds, your good deeds, feat. I guess it's a futuring feat. Creation, production, job, exertion, blood, sweat, elbow grease, travel, hard graft, willy, toil, graft. Normally, I just uh, for something that is so minutious, I take hours and hours just writing these words and studying them. Just the words and how does it sound before getting into breakthrough poetic dance of writing in role play. So none of you are poets of electronic cybernetic waves of histories. And when you meet me, I wish you to bring me flowers and kneel and put them on my feet and say thank you for bringing us together. We will never lose but gain as we gather together to form the next 3,000 years. This is my testament. So it should be yours. And you could stand up with honor, with a mission, with something that is higher than technological machine. You will see how faster it goes to feed the world and how little you are hiding in your meta mansions. You will see the diversity and beauties of the world in your own feet, and you will like to walk without shoes in pilgrimage. You will see all the churches around the world and some Buddhist temples as well. Whatever it is that consecrates a river of abundance through humanity from your own behalf as leaders. So you have the tech giants and you have all the leaders of the world. And if you have people who study accountability and can talk about numbers, as the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, about taxes, how important is the program of the taxes, how are we going to see the transparency and who is working for what? Because we do not need to listen to these insults from politicians, this horror trash of the white trash worlds. Mm? I mean, I will ask the United States of America to learn from the United Kingdom, and they do not have to let go of their characteristics, but be a little more respectful and condescending for those who are listening, to have a president who has a quality that it is to honor as a human being, to be a better person. So just to look someone for laughters. So in the future, we're not really gonna need to listen about all these fights for votes because they're always in campaign. It's always a campaign. It's not just about the money that is lost in campaign, but the time and effort the people working in government are putting their energy on, while there are homeless people in the streets, people taking drugs until death, because there is nothing in this society that will make them feel fulfilled to belong with. So being high is the best option because there is no true love unless you are in your jail home to work and return to, because it's the only safe place you can be. And just be nice and fake so nobody attacks you. And, or be very mentally sharp, but still you will need to take drugs because it's all an illusion without foundations of to learn Christianity in school is very important. I've been in Buddhist monasteries. I've been in with the Buddhist monks in Thailand, and I have seen the difference of the quality from the devotion of the Christians from their own. They do not understand others or want to. They just observe, maintain still. I have done that for many hours just to be in silence and be watching. It's like 15 minutes have passed in 4 hours. Right now, I do not have that quality because I'm just open listening to all these side ideas that are forming this conversation where nobody talks to me as a person. Nobody has the gentleness, respect to treat me as a human to a human being. I do know that hackers pretend to be cool, men and women, is the way of the hacker. It doesn't matter if they're rich or poor, they're all the same. So they think that the person that is going to go move forward is the weakest. It's very important to know how people think and how you're sharing this information to your own, but at the same time, you do not have the friendliness and humanity and heart to the matter in your hand to deal with it, pulse. And that is something that you need to learn. Because exists in a group of storyline, if you like to master it, you cannot stop that which is not yours. And the more you try to control it, the more your heart is going to lose its pulse beat. Yeah? So, the heart is not an organ, it's a muscle. It works by itself. In meditation, you can learn to slower your pulse. This is why many psychopaths can manipulate the machine to test if they're lying or saying the truth, because you can manipulate your pulse beat. If you are still within and are not influenced by anyone and do not need to assert control and attention from others, as narcissists do. They want to control and assert attentions, but I'm very afraid of what others think of them. A sociopath or prosocial sociopath or a person who just meditates and is in tune and listens to its body and is still in tune with that. And sometimes even being a mirror with others or with the storyline. Because this is not a storyline in a book or in a movie or your TV channel. This is a multidimensional storyline. It's supposed to go faster. It's going to take an effort for NATO to come to accords of who are the people dictating this storyline and forming this conversation faster and stronger without the need of so much argumentation around to find a global agreement within the European community or the United Kingdom, etc., etc. So, what is Ukraine going to do with their territory? Because this is a fake story that we are creating to be true, based on terms where Ukraine belonged to Russia. So you also have to understand both sides of the story. Ukraine has been Ukraine, and Ukraine has been part of Russia, and then Ukraine has been Ukraine. So these are stories that have a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we need to finish this story to start looking towards what this world really needs, that can be worked with peacefulness. We cannot make deals in the middle of war zone. that is internationally affecting us to grow our economy. And the Middle East will not do an effort because they think to be in control as well. So, what are you going to do with people that are like you? This is a mirror and a reflection of what you have tried to do all these years that affects the world to be as it is. When I say that the Jewish people are the people who created Adolf Hitler, because the Jew community was very racist, and some Orthodox still are very racist. They clean their hands, and when they come home, they're doing business. All the people are dirty. They're the good ones. Everybody's, think that Russia created this world. No, this world was created by United States of America. Venezuela has been tired, and many countries are tired of the way you have been dealing. So Russia is the one who has created this war, and we all need to move on from our all mistakes in the past. Yeah. So some are using my material to feel more important, to laugh about it, to think that, I mean, look, my stories are for roleplay and virtual reality. They have nothing to do with real life. This is why I have stopped. So I'm not interested in your in anything you do at all. Whatever content you use from others to be inspired is just nothing for me. All I need is peace in the world and the tech giants to get together. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what's going on in their minds, because right now we're going through brainstorming, I guess. Hello? Is anybody there awake? No? You're busy? What are you doing? You don't know what to tell me? I know, I have seen you're been very busy doing your own things. So many things, isn't it? Yeah? You've been doing the same thing. You just change your seat, but or you other are gonna change your seat, but you're still on the same. You got more power now? Of course. It's cool. And you? I can see you're treated as a president. Beautiful. Yes. Mr. President, yes. You wanna be a tech giant as well? Well, I can, you know, role plays for all the ages. It's a lot of fun. The thing is that people are too busy with their personalities out there in real life. You don't want me to make fun of you anymore? Okay, I won't. Just remember what I told you. I've been making fun of everyone, alright? So it's equally right. Okay, I won't. Okay, there are many people listening right now. I don't even know where is this going. So deal with it till you tell me. It's not fair because it can affect your reputation and what people think of you. Oh, well, things change. You know, in heaven, in a heavenly state, there is a state of no judgment. Whatever we say is not like judgment, final judgment. Well, it can affect your life. Well, if you were in hell, it will really be a judgment. Here is, in a heavenly state, is not such a judgment. But in hell, is a judgment which is fun as well. It's just a little more hurting and torturous. Maybe I can see you there if it's bugging you. So we can practice that ego that is in discomfort. Yeah? You might like to be tortured. Don't worry. I'm in both stages at the same time most of the time. Of course, it's not gonna hurt you. Sometime it won't. It hurts you now. You have to observe where is it coming from. Because if you continue doing that and you fight against that joke, it's gonna keep hurting. It is you fighting against that joke. You are fighting against that reality. Whatever is fake or true, you have been attached by that judgment because it might be true. And when it is true, you fight against it. Yes? And if it is not true, you laugh about it because it's funny and it's peculiar and maybe it is you. But if you are aware of it, you let it go because you are in an environment that should be friendly. Home is your family. In my family, I don't let anyone do the things you do, you know? That's why taking it lightly so you look at it to never do such a things. Whatever it pleases you, not in that way, okay? Yes, I won't mention it again. You don't do it again. Try to stop all those as well. Yes, of course, yes, yes. You're totally right. Yes, I will chop your dick if you fuck and rape children again. You will be filmed and exposed. No, it's not gonna grow up. No, you cannot also watch it on internet. Yes, all these role plays are to stop all these perverts as well. Yes, you can do any perversion with people who want to be perverted with adults. Mature, mature, mature. Be innocent. You want to be like a child. You want to be superior with a child. You like that sweetness who was once raped with you. You were raped as a child. So you feel that reflection within you to do it. It's twisted in your brain. It's not right. It's unacceptable. So I openly tell you that is a problem that if it does trigger you, when I joke about it, then I can see you in hell. Yeah? Nothing that gets in hell escapes from it. Yes? I will see you in hell then. Your job is to stop your pedophilia and all those who have nourished you. Yes? I know many of your presidents don't care because that's the way they became presidents. Yes? Of course, absolutely. Of course, I love Obama, but that's what everybody has to do. Everyone has to be agreeable. Ah, yes. Of course, yes, yes, but no. I don't care. I don't care. Trump can win the elections. It doesn't matter. Anyone can win the elections. These things should never be tolerated. So if you do not stop it, and your people, and you stop all those who have given to you their daughters, no matter if you don't do anything or just watch. Yeah? Yes. This is not in the public domain, isn't it? I don't know who's hacking this. Could be the KGB. Who knows? Could be the Venezuelan. Look, don't think the Venezuelans are stupid. They have the intelligence. Knows very well all the arms and guns made from America that you have introduced into Venezuela, so they kill each other and people walk out because of the crime you invested on, and it becomes a chaos. All right, I think I'm very happy with you. The tech giants, they don't like, some don't like the way I talk, right? Well, I don't know. These parents should go to jail as well. I know it's not such a pedophilia. You just fuck girls who were 13 or 15. They were having their period. I know, I know. I know you tech giant had these friends as well as Spain. Yeah, 16. You would do 16. That's good. That's good for you because they knew what they were doing, right? But these parents should go to jail, right? What is a parent without their caring of their children before they're 18? Yeah, nobody cares about that. Everybody got paid. Yeah, all your ring of pedophilias got clean. Huh, you're so neat. Beautiful. That's how my stories got hacked. Yes, what can I do? They were prayers. They were all prayers. You have seen how my prayers even got in the Marvel comic movies, in Star Wars stories. No, I don't share them. They're only prayers. You're gonna do the deal? You trust in my game master? He's busy doing other things. Well, he deals with a lot of issues, so oh, it will be fun that you can tweet back and forth with Elon Musk. But the problem is that Elon Musk belongs to people that don't like government, so he has his followers unless he owns the fantasy of multi-universe and you guys own what you have to have a debate there. So the people that hate government are anti-institutional get to understand for example, the cookies don't exist anymore. The people have their privacies because that was a trick made because people are out of control. Yes, you have made this way design so people just accept and made it difficult because people will lose more time. It is not fair. You knew very well how people operate with fast mind to look in all this website. So all the websites are still doing it. Why do you need people's information and all these algorithms anyways? It's not to make a better world. It's all you think is how you can make more money out of people's blood, people's information. people's heart. Please stop thinking like pedophiles. We are not children, yes? Yes. I trust you're a keen gardener. You can open the gates of heaven for all those who wish to pay their deeds. They will give it to you and work for you greatly in numbers. Yes, if I said that there would be 30% of people around the world working in a heavenly way with human interaction in real life, yes, there will be some problems, but you will have beautiful outcome, fruitful. You need to have a juicy juice from the Caribbean. Your heart hurts because I've been treating you so bad. You also don't like that I talk so bad about you. Oh, you're a good person. Oh, that's what I send it to you. Among all the people in this world and all the richest people, I've sent it to you. I know once I sent it to you, there was no way back. You cannot let go of it, right? I send it to you. I cannot ruin you after I have sent it to you. Of course, I'm very aware of that. I've never tried to destroy you. I already knew that sending it to the first person, I will have to play to get you. But I cannot destroy you because you have already started it, right? So that's a good move, but it was not the best move that I would have picked. But oh gosh, I don't think my game master is better than me. Well, we all have a game master, don't we? We all have to agree with that. It's part of the game. Well, yes, of course, yes. No, no, I won't make a war of hackers. No. Yes, I will serve you. I have served you already. Look, of course, destroying you would be destroying myself. Well, 7% is not everything. I have not asked for everything. I mean, it's quite something, isn't it? Well, I consider the tech giants are in United Kingdom and United States, and just the platforms where people are really. Apple should be in because we share these computers and iPhones, and it's not so bad to just let these phones and computers. Yeah, you like your computers as well. Well, um, virtual reality is going to move on. So you guys have to get together to move on. And there's a lot of work already. So you're going to create a software eventually. Yes, we're not going to play with these phones. Some people are going to play in the room and everything is going to be more artistic for those who do not want to watch Netflix all the day and other people's movies. They're going to study a lot and have fun studying while making their own movies with each other. Yes? When are we going to start? Are you going to stop me in the back again? Because every time you don't see me or talk with me, you're stabbing me. That's why it hurts you, because what you're doing to me, you're doing to yourself. No matter how much you walk in the streets of New York with a camera, talking for your YouTube followers. Of course, I have a good script for you in Ellen Dusk to perform in the public domain. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You just tweet back some nerdy fight. I think people will love to learn from that. Yes, we need some tweets back and forth for a few years or months until multiverse is dedicated for the fantasy world and the metaverse for the real world in one. And maybe you can make a purple with a string of gold for the fantasy world, the multiverse. And Putin agrees for the multipolarity, of course. That's, he will apply himself. He's in our side. Well, because of the multipolarity, it has a political stance. Well, yes, yes, of course. The world will understand that there is a globalitarian colonialist. Yes, supreme, higher technologies. Yes. Well, I want the Russians to be involved as well. They're part of Europe and they made a lot of effort to make a little understanding towards communism, even though nobody has ever experienced what that means. Sometimes we have glimpses. We had events that lasted for. You like to dance? Yes, I would love to dance. I would love to dance to balls actually. Something I've never learned to stretch my neck. To just go slowly. Yeah, something like that. So I would love to study waltz. I have a lot of places here in London. Oh. Uh, I love my children to have a British accent. Oh, it's gonna take an effort for me to let go to my likes. So I will try my best to first get divorced as soon as possible and recover my children. You want to be respected by people and be remembered. Okay, well, yeah, I guess the leader of China as well. He won't like to have those problems with the coronavirus and all these things. Well, Well, you can help each other if you make the forts. There's a lot of mediations to do to keep this green energy. Try to make those who are hungry eat and create their own foods. So United Nations has to stop talking about this war. Yes, United Nations has to stop putting Putin as a criminal genocide because otherwise it's going to continue. Yes. Well, we have to talk about the crimes being done in Venezuela then, and the crimes done in Syria, and the crimes, because there are other ways of mediating. Yes, we have been mistaken all this way, so let's move on. Yes. Well, you and Elon Musk can teach this while fighting in the air about different points of view of how to mediate. How would you talk with the leaders of countries? You guys are too smart to figure out without having to insult each other. Of course, I don't think you both are of that category at all. You don't get into discussions in the air. So you can talk about mediations and virtual reality. What is fiction? What is real? How to define reality? Yes, like if you're talking about ideas without bringing too much seriousness. Yeah, it could be fun. You can make your own script that is fun. Of course, it should be jolly as well. You're friends, but you're not friends. Like you share different styles and attitudes, but you're both like. I've heard all these conversations, they were kind of sweet and note take from the other side. Yeah, which just makes it more funny. Sweet note tea. Oh well, I don't know what is Harry going to do. Oh, I mean, oh, that, Harry. I really loved Harry all the time, and William both. Grew up with. Who didn't grow up with them? Huh? I mean, I think every man and woman love them, no matter what sex preference they had. Is something, even if they hate royalty, it's unavoidable. Yes, it's unavoidable. It's never gonna stop, whatever they do or not. Well, it's Charles' fault. Well, what is the king going to do? Well, of course, I hope they get along. Oh, I don't know. I don't think the tech giants are into royal soap opera. Well, they both married middle class women who love to be toxic. One with all the support, being toxic under the table to be more popular, and both fake with a lot of coveted sugar. Yes, manipulative, very, very much. Yes, but that's what this generation is going through as well. Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Well, of course it's good to carry an image, but what is the point of being the queen of gaslight if you're just gonna smile? while making the colonies and the parts of the Commonwealth vanish from their relations to United Kingdom because they can see it this directly. No matter how many, no matter what they say or how many posts they do, what people say, just simply going to disconnect. So it is a risk to the court, the royal work for centuries. It's been a lot of effort from our ancestors working in the colony to have the Commonwealth. This Commonwealth, it should be prosperous, but yes, I think Catherine is a very bad influence for the royal family because she's putting all this energy just on her image and sabotaging what the royal family really is about. They've always managed with stories and make believe, beautiful stories, but she's taking it to a middle class level of wanting to put someone down on this other girl as well. Yes, the Meghan Markle, they both come from the same source. They all want to be better than the other. Yes. So the brothers got along with it because it's their wives, the mother of their children. I think they're very like something about the royal family makes them very united. So they know how to joke about it, but keep it going in a fair, classy way. I know. Well, they can do whatever I want. It's not really my expertise to meddle with people's affairs, and middle rangers never change. You can tell people who have so much power to change direction. No, William is gonna continue until he's done. Not only he's gonna be a king, he was born to rule. He's in all his domain to rule. Bye. Let me know if you made that agreement at least. Think about it. Think about it. Yes. The tech giants. It will go to Congress. It will go to international laws. Until you don't do it, it cannot go international. Yes. The Muslim world should be also there. Well, if they want the dollar to come down and the European as well, and they hit the colony, I don't think so. I think Putin would be better with us than without us. Mm. I actually believe in him, what he said, because he is not stupid. I think he will keep the conversation about communism and multipolarity with the greatest masters of psychology and university professors. Well, no matter how long it takes. Who's gonna do that algorithm? Not algorithm, hologram. Well, there is the website of freethesaurus.com where you can see the synonymous. You know how to pronounce that, yeah? Dictionary of synonymous. Synonyms. In Spanish is synonymous. Synonyms. Synonyms. Yes, of course, I'm willing to come, but uh, I have to renovate my passport, my Spanish passport. That's going to take time. It takes 1 month or so. I would love to stay in the United Kingdom for my children to have English accent. I will go to United States when there is a new law where people are not allowed to carry guns. And yes, of course, I'm not afraid to be hurt. I know, thank you. I'm gonna be protected, but it's not of me. I don't like to see in the news teenagers killing each other. I'm not interested. I don't want to do anything in the media. I don't want to talk with people. Well, I can put a nice dress and just walk around, say hello, and some silly jokes. That's it. I like to hear what I say. Oh, yes, I have studied to be a scriptwriter, director, role play, virtual reality. I like to see people and study their behaviors and their capabilities. So I love to be backstage. I really love chit chat and to greet people. That's what I used to do in McDonald's for 3 years. Makes me more human. So, would you like to talk with each other at the same time? Formulate an agreement so I can see you and I give you all the work. Or I can give it to one person. Once you see it, you will understand the whole thing. It's gonna be fantastic, cool. You can make an attempt, an effort, an achievement, an exertion, whatever you want. Just let it float around your endeavor. You can bid on it. Well, if you were the first, you have to also accept China. What is the problem? We're moving to other values. It's gonna help also the human interaction in real life with the part of what it should be called metaverse, that is for real life. It should be like that, and the multiverse or fantasy world fiction defined as such. I can explain you that it's crucial real life in character. Yes, I'm serious. I am 100% respectful. I was in character, of course. It's boring to talk alone for so long without threats. Of course, we're all children of God. The king said, brothers and sisters. Well, of course, I would love to see the king. I would kneel. Um, I would actually like to just put myself on the floor with open arms. But it's not in the public domain. Well, well, look, whatever it is that can make it work, really, please. Just what would you do in a situation like that? Would you be talking with your cream, your aftershave? Yes, well, I know it can get boring at times. Just imagine all the world working simultaneously after all this is done. Really, it takes a lot of definition to look towards 3,000 years ahead. In the old times, they would talk about the construction that would take 300 to 500 years, 150 years. They would talk about things they would know would exist and would keep working until next three generations. There were men and women of vision just for a building, a castle, a palace, a cathedral. You can still see the outcome in your own life. Just it takes a little effort to imagine, well, I would love you all meet in a castle or palace in England, of course. Well, because I think it deserves the treat. I think United States of America needs a little bit of magic to be touched by something that is shared and believed to be noble. You've been stopped many times because of politics, so this is why you can write about cybernetic laws and how you can achieve this in a faster way and then get to speak with other tech giants from around the world. Because if NATO and Europe does not get along with this, how is it going to be with others in the world? It should work in the same way as well. They can do their own settings, they can do their own yes and no's. It's not going to break the infrastructure of how we think because of the settings. Look at that! How lovely. There is one going with all the information. I will not say anything that is different. Yes, we do not need to create more enemies right now. The enemies are learning as we speak. You want to have more arguments? Okay. Oh. Oh. The sun is going to rise here. London. The crickles are not making any crickling. What am I telling you? Well, just making some conversation until you make the effort calling me or inviting me. So this negotiation is over and we can get to next level. Well, eventually someone is gonna come and maybe that person can translate it for you better. Well, I haven't given it to you, so how can I explain it to you? I can only explain it to you after you have made that agreement to come forward. Yes. 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 Well, kind of, but absolutely yes, 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 you're right. Yeah, well, oopsie, well, yes, yes, oh, yes. Oh, well, I was not supposed to be a businesswoman. Please. I grew up thinking I didn't want to be like my mother. But I have to deal with this. Well, you deal with it as well. Of course, I've never met you. How can I talk with you in that way if I've never met you? Right? Everything that's been said is just a fantasy. We've never met. This is just a hacked conversation. Well, you've been part of thinking that I'm really talking to you? Yes, it looks like real. Well, maybe it is. We could make the effort to think that it could be just be part of our imagination. Yes, yes, I got the 5 year agenda from Hobonichi. Oh, of course, I'm not really busy in the next 5 years, just making doubles, random oh, drawings. I just want to put my children's events and the events with ladies for mansions into villages, and want to give a lot of money to the influencers that I like so they pick a village in the world. There is evolving country just to start with, and churches and any temple that promotes and invites the influencers to arrive. Of course, it has to be systematically at once, so each person has their own village in a map. Of course, it's a lot of work. Will you think I'm so obstinate? Please don't share my content anymore and start doing this. Please. You're all so annoying to watch, but it's nice in a way, but it's annoying because it's not really what I want to. Even though I really like the costume of Halloween from Helen Dusk. Well, I don't know how to roleplay in real life, but could make beautiful pictures. But costumes. Just I had this dream where it was sort of a. Oh well, it was only a dream. So, anyways, it was kind of a nightmare. So I find a new love, but I couldn't get near because my husband was around it, like following me like a shadow. In the second nightmare, I could see his beard. He has something very dark. Has killed people and is a real liar with bad means. I've never cheated on him or anything, but I had to do what I had to do. I need to divorce and go to a psychiatrist so I can talk about it, to know how can I relate with my children without having to even have emotions that are inconcluded, so I can trust they are under the good influence of, I don't know. Right now I don't have anything to offer but my work, so I know everyone has fantasies. I'm not very excited about fantasies. Tired of them. But well, cannot really, should I? Well, I have refrained myself to be as limited and simple as possible. So this goes abroad because it's very, very complex and I trust it's in good hands. Yes. I know that from my own experience that the good people, the heavenly people, will never be hurt by the shadows and raw darkness because I have been there and nothing really affected me. I have been in pure darkness and nothing changed me. So I know it's going to work, yes. So you do. Yes. I have faith in God and are people. They're good. No, a lot of people don't know what's good. They never had a good education or upbringing. Not good Christians in a way of nourishing each other. So, trusting to give to others and be forgiving. Yet, transforming is something in our hands to do. So, it is our responsibility to make that effort. As usual. Yes, we've never done it because we hated others. And it's been very difficult to do what our ancestors did. With all their mistakes, they only did what was the best they could do. So we deserve to meet our faces somehow. Not me, but at least you guys. Yes, of course you can do it. Not too many people, okay? Not all the tech giants. Oh, please. Just to write the cybernetic laws for this agreement and the basics for the fantasy world. And on the other side, what is the real life? Just for me to give you all the work that I have for you. Yes, I will continue talking about this every day in different ways. The same story. 360 days a week. How many are there? 800 days. Same story. Yes, for human interaction as well in real life. Yes, fantasies don't have to turn into reality for serial killers. They are not fantasies for bad intentions. Yes, of course, I do have a lot of work about how it works for monitoring and double monitoring. And there's a lot of work there in the program that I have for you. This is a conversation that people will learn. Yes, of course, it should start after the war is over. Yes. How long is it gonna take for Russia to make peace in Ukraine? Yes. Do you think the Ukrainian people want to die? Well, they all have to think about if they want to create more guns to kill each other in America. Yes, yes. They really have to come down to the river and wash their sins, be reborn again. As much as it hurts to accept the dirty pacts they have done for money to be sitting in the chair of the devil, those are not the real deals that we need. I will never understand it. On the political spectrum of United States of America, the CIA, or any businessman, no matter how talented they are and how much they have created, with the business dictionary and the brokers. The world has only learned to be envious. They need to honor the best of us. So, if we make amends by just stopping this, we can move forward as well. Well, what mother and father says is what mother and father says. The children can have a tantrum, but that's it. Just let them have a tantrum, not outdoors. You can have a tantrum there. I let you have a tantrum. You can express yourself here, not in public. But you're not gonna get anything from it. You can express yourself, but I'm not gonna get it. Well, what can we do? You want to fight until they end, until they win? Because they already have given all that munition and power? Oh, I know, it's what it's supposed to be showing by natural order. So, this is why nobody's speaking. Yeah? In Europe. Well, then this land has to be part of both. They have to start talking about it, of course. So this land is part of both. They can make a new country there if they want to. Until they have to make their own negotiations. No matter if it takes 30 years of negotiations for this land, they have to learn to talk and heal. They need to make mediations in these lands. It has to be mutual territory until they have learned to mediate without the need of killing people. All the world can learn and start destroying their guns. There should be disputes from Europe as well, of course, Europeans and also Americans, why not? Against guns. Yes, that's the theme, the main theme, or the underlying theme. What do you think? It's the same problems we have in Venezuela. Well, any person that has guns have to give it to authorities and they have to be burned. That's it. Melted away. Oh, take care. Take care. Take care. Please. Okay, I'm gonna go. Well, you make a time frame and how long it's gonna take this conversation. Is it gonna take 3 months, 4 months? Make it a country that is not Russia, it's not Ukraine, so it has a conversation. It is not part of European community. It is not part of Russia then, but it's part of both. Well, they will need to get from one side to the other and show their passport. Yeah, make them a purple flag. Yes, with yellow that is gold. Why not? Purple, purple, purple. All the purples and gold. Yes. Well, they can talk about it, right? They can talk about it. I don't care. They can put out the course they want, but just keep talking about the purple and gold. Yes, yes. They don't need to make too many flags anyways, even if it's expensive to purchase gold. Well, they can make a sun there and a star as well. Well, the communist star, I don't think this symbol about the labor class with this. They're not delivering the wheat. So what is the purpose of blocking all this? Yeah, of course. Everybody wants to win. Well, it is what I say. So let me know when you're ready. Yes, of course. You're gonna feel much better. So will I. Yes. It's a delusion, isn't it? Well, who knows? Who knows? We have to cross through that. Or just walk through or have a nice journey. A nice conversation with tea and some cakes. Oh, it's just beautiful when you look towards a nice view, like right now. Oh, I can talk forever, trust me, but I would rather listen to a beautiful voice. And I love to learn as well. There's a lot of technological advancement towards virtual reality. I'm ready to keep it all. Yes. I'm a scriptwriter as well. That's what I studied for. But I'm a director of roleplay as well. That's something I would love to share to do. Yes. So you don't have more monologues and just streams under you. For people who want to be rich like you, just pay attention to me. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Trust me. You need to have some opposites to have a funny dialogue. Well, you have to see the traits that you have that are opposite from the other one, where these jokes can make all these people laugh and the other people laugh. You want more followers? Oh, well, look, you want your wife back? Well, I don't do threesomes. I mean, I was just talking about it. Well, of course you cannot believe in me. I'm just making stories up. Do you think? Yeah, I think she loves you like a friend, and she has a right to explore herself. Well, I think she has a right to outshine you. Also, yeah, well, I think you both look sexy. It's just a matter of getting to breathe it out. Yes, just breathe it out. You want to learn some massage techniques? You really love her. You're sorry? Well, I think she's very wounded and she cares for all the women in the world. She wanted to do things well, so she kind of sacrificed herself in order to be a good example and wife, but not really because she liked it to be waiting for you while you were with others. She knew that she also deserves to be loved, not be treated as a holy woman and mother. You have good times as a friends. Everything you did for her. I think you had the most brilliant wife any genius could have or envy. To be able to talk with. So, oh well, it's very romantic to know that you still feel for her. She would, you just let her. She would like to, I guess, do her own role play as a person. Mm? I don't think it's a matter of being more famous, but she had a like a vision for women, so she didn't do it for herself. That divorce was a responsibility from a spiritual call, not against you because she loves you, but for a woman, the inner woman in her. So it was good for her story. She felt right to do it. You're still friends. You miss her. Well, you never know, right? That's the mystery and beauty of life. And God will always want us to respect that mystery without having to manipulate the future for others. That is the mystery of God that could never tell you everything. We must respect that and trust that it is a path towards recognition. And there is sacred love that goes beyond with your partner towards God and that which God offers in His mystery. You will love to become one with your wife after death. I think you already are one, so whether or not, I don't think she would meet another man as you are. As kind. And probably she would have loved all the women you have loved as well. When you came home, you came with a lot of energy for her to share. Even if it hurts to recognize because of our beliefs, it's only a system of beliefs that can hurt us. So, well, so our emotions, consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, it's just information that we share. So, I could never tell you what my husband did. You wouldn't be able to sleep. Yes, well, trust me. Well, I mean, just to say crazy is crazy. Yes. Well, you know how things are. If you saw I never care about money in my life, trust me, I don't care about money. It's something that comes along the way with the values that we reach and we can handle to let go in the right direction. Yes, well, there are a lot of conversations going on, and I think the people deserve a story from the higher class to the lower class, from the higher class to the rebels, and how you changing the story because you got other stories going on. Yes, absolutely. I do not need to be known behind the metaverse or multiverse. No scandals. There you go. There you go. Go. Go and have fun. Just tweet. Multiverse and metaverse. Have a decent conversation and jokes. So we can start to touch each other's heart with a little more hugs. It's good to have independence as well and get to hear with the other tech giants. So there must be an expert who knows how to create a healthy event environment where they all can talk. Those who are leading with multimedia only. Yes. I would like Apple. Of course, you know what you guys are doing. I guess you have advanced so much so far with my formula. Well, I would love my children to know my mother. That's all. I would love you to tell them. No, I can be undercover all my life, but I need it to be documented because I need my percentage. Sometime in history, I could be known. Why not? Just for fun, spiritually. Anyways, I would really love my mother to know how bad it is. Yeah, my mother's a narcissist, and she was always aware. She was a little evil, always perfect, and she never made mistakes with people or said bad words, never gossiped. She never needed to do pity play and was very beautiful. She loved men, and she was a very good friend to her friends, and was a person who always gave good advice. She was top narcissist. She showed me a lot, and I love her. Even she has done some bad things, but I respect her generation, which did the best for us to be as we are, which was the only way. Those were the best choices she made, even though there was no middle choice to do. She had to do those choices entirely. So, of course, that's why I could relate with narcissists so well. Great narcissist. My mother is a great narcissist, even though She lost everything because of Venezuela, but we love to really honor her. I don't, care about my mother. I'm telling you that you can still be a living factor with all those in charge. Mm, the royals need to be part of a peace deal. I mean, Charles William. Putin needs to be part of a peace deal. Um, peace deal in Europe. Who are the voices of Europe? So they need to get together for this peace deal and talk openly what they think independently. It's going to teach up the world what they think without having to agree because they are all friends. To move forward with the economy, we cannot be fighting. Please, please. I don't care who wins in the United States of America, to be honest. They have to learn to talk about their work and their performance only. That's the only thing that's gonna make America dance together. Because I really love the Patriots as well, and the Democrats. I love them all. Um, I don't like those fights. It's not the way into the future. So, if you want to fight, come to virtual reality and welcome to hell. I will be there. Yes, it's highly recommended. It's just I have problems. I have problems with virtual reality. I don't think it's funny. Nobody wants to die in virtual reality. In the old times, they would, because they were no millennials. Okay, anytime I can give you the rules of roleplay. Kind of get out of United Kingdom. They were made in United Kingdom, and you know who is the headmaster. Okay, yes, bye. Bye. All right. So there's the sunshine there. Well, I have to clean this room. These rooms are supposed to go for tech teens. That's another of my delusional projects to teach them how to. There's a pink cloud there because it's the sunrise, la aurora, in the morning, the new dawn. Every day is a new dawn. The goddess Eos of the new dawn, and it's also in the Bible after the horseman behind after, right? Not in the middle of war after. So let's make this quickly, okay? Because this is not... Oh wow. Well, there were a lot of birds flying just right now. A lot of birds above. Well, yes, blood and sweat. That's also part of exertion. Oh. Well, some just like it with sweat, but it's been a lot of blood in this war. Yes. How are you gonna talk to all these people about peace? Just we're Russians accept to make this country this part. All these parts they have taken. Will they make the effort? Both sides until they come to agreements. Yeah, well, maybe, who knows? These agreements could take 20 years till Russia becomes part of NATO. Who knows? 5 years. And they pay everything. Oh, that's gonna, I don't know how many years a decade's gonna take to get all these nuclear weapons out and all these war machines out. Because they're very proud of being warriors. Well, I guess until virtual reality is on the hook. Oh man, I can't wait to give it to you. It's gonna take a time. I don't know what is really gonna happen. They're just ideas. Yes, there can be doing electric cars simultaneously at the same time with the help of the government. Telsa doesn't need to go to every country with the help of the government internationally. They can start building all these electric cars internationally. We can work together. So only if the tech giants can get together alone and get the settings right to make it easier, and then talk about these clauses with the Chinese and the Russians and Africans, South Americans, and the Muslim world. I mean, the Muslim world wishes the dollar to come down. So we need our immigration to create strong borders. I don't care, you need people to work for you. You have to understand that your race is not superior. All the middle class in the United Kingdom is going to New Zealand because they do not like to be with all these immigrants. Nurses, doctors are going to countries where there is no immigration because these cultures are dirty, they don't know how to recycle, they need to learn. It's very hard to share. Yes, that's why they're leaving. All the nurses, I was told this by all these nurses. Male nurses. When I was homeless, I was sleeping in the urgency of an hospital for 2 weeks. Then the people who helped to have shelter, they said I had to sleep in the concrete of the street, so they helped me. And I was like, why do I have to sleep in the concrete, the streets? They said they couldn't come to a park. And I said, what if I tell you where I am in a park under a tree? Because they would only come at 5 in the morning or 4. They will never tell you when, because they cannot help everyone. You have to be really homeless for a lot of weeks. They want you to sleep in the streets for many weeks. And not only that, in the streets, on the concrete. It's a true horror story from any crime you could have. Yeah. Even if you work and pay your bills. So they told me all this. All the nurses are moving to New Zealand. That's what they're going, because they do not like, you do not take care, and they hate. Immigrants don't like Europeans. They come here. Um, it is not our community, it's not our culture, it's not the way we are. So if you tell them how to recycle, they don't recycle. They all gossip against. Unless we come together to help our neighbors and teach them how it is in this continent called Europe, which is Christian, because we have become isolated from other cultures, which is very sad to tell people to not throw things in the streets, to recycle, to the streets have become horrendous with all this. The people are not living in India or in Africa. They're living here as if they are in India and Africa. They need to take care of their own countries. We need to create a better environment here for the next generation so they don't become terrorists, so they don't go against our own laws that we have created. These are the problems of the newly rich immigrants from first, second generation who think to be better because they deep inside they need to prove that they are better. So they will, what people do, they want to break the laws to make new laws to prove they know better. But they do not know the history that has created this beautiful Europe, which has taken a lot of work. We never considered that slavery. We worked and prayed. We prayed to say thank you for our food and shelter. We didn't create so much suffering about just working and being together to enjoy our food, whatever it was. Even in the poor times, just to have one spoon of peanut butter once a month, a week, because there was poverty. So to say thank you, and still we still have so much. So we can only help them so they can help themselves in their and help their cultures in their own countries. The money is going to rotate back with the program of the taxes. It's very easy to see. They can, I think people can do the business they want to do, but they shouldn't consume their time in politics and power to do their business, because they should be working for what they have to do. And creating industry is going to take a lot of energy for people to create their own artistic jobs and jobs in their locality. And if you work in industry, also have a time of creativity and gardening your vegetables. It cannot be always the same job. People get bored. You can driving a bus all your life. You can learn something else to have a new life and get excited over that. Yes, doing the same thing all your life. You can be a new person and create a new personality because each job has its own personality and dictionary and well being and talking. Yes, of, of course. People are so afraid and attached of their jobs as if it's. That's why having a multi university is very good for the brain as well to develop. Look at the brain. The brain is like the universe itself. So we can get this to the point where you can see all these conversations gravitating from this past, present, and future into every single day and chapter to conform this. And it takes an effort from all of us, even if it's against. Nothing that is impossible to do. So it's very important to do sports as well, to exhort feelings with sports that are with your body and your mind can function in group or playing golf, to strike from long distance and short distance, to have that pause, to think, just enjoy the landscape, to how you're gonna shoot again and get that precision. Be aware of the weather for the ball, right? Whatever sport it is. People need to be more in contact with the body to create teamwork, even if it's an independent decision that you play in one sport alone or is immediate. It is very rational. Intuition intuition works in an intelligent, rational way. It's not that random. So our particles and cells. I would love everyone to speak to the camera and to not need to have so much papers to look down, to speak with their hearts to the people. This is teaching the people to talk. They don't need to show off to millionaires with very high skill words or look into their cerebrus to get four words that are very encyclopedic. That won't make them a better leader. All right? What makes them a better leader is to lead the people towards learning how to mediate to what they want and how can they get what they need to be a better person. That's an effort for every president and leader, not only showing them all the effort that your party and the opposite party is doing to come out of this economy, also the effort of other nations to bring peace and other cultures to stop fucking around with the colony at large and United States of America. Because, yes, the West is superior, like it or not. You have not seen from up the hill or beyond the hill the beauty of this world. If you would have seen it, you would take care of your people instead of putting all that energy to destroy others. Right? And that goes for everyone equally. But there are many people in the West who has followed many who've been free mentally to create innovation, to create poetry, crazy stories, surprise your lover in many new ways, your beloved after Jesus, and forgive each other and have mercy towards those who do not understand what the fuck we're talking about. So be it, right? I think the Muslim world needs a little time to understand that. So I do not think they're ready for the rules of role playing to virtual reality until they fix some problems. I think the Chinese are more than ready, especially technologically speaking, and they want to expand. 'Cause unconsciously, I think, more than dominating the world, are thirsty to learn, just to see other cultures, be with other cultures, even if they will always belong to China. So that's something they wish to experience unconsciously more than wanting to dominate the world. I think they are desperate to mingle, and it's going to be very respectful to speak with the Chinese. They are wise enough to also teach us about their ways. So we might never change. So other people are superior in their own cultures, but we have this natural order, and no one can succeed that for a reason, because some have been there first. Yes, so why are you gonna blame on that? Okay, so we can move forward and understanding what's there at the same time, so it goes a little faster and stronger. So I don't think the Muslim world is ready, or any country that doesn't respect some human rights that are vital, very main, very basic. Yes. It also has to do with how we use our energy. So I think they're going to lose a lot of money as we get more and more joyful about whom we are. They have they are the ones who started insulting us as the free world, as if we are freaks. They do not know about how to talk with each other with new things, and changing and being sport team, sitting back in the bench, letting others lead, and all. They have no idea what is the dance floor of twirling around each other to create more oxygen and new, fresh ideas to bring more abundance as we are. They're not grateful to the things we brought and do not have the skills to go to other cultures as we did and we've always done. So, mm, yes, they need to learn how to talk out of the old ideas they have. They have so much anger that even if it sounds nice and perfect, it's so underneath needs time to. So let it sit there. You do as you may. I wouldn't give the rules of roleplay to people who are willing to kill and destroy others after 2022 as a collective for no reason, especially children. I don't care much about adults, but when you're in a country that has poor decisions, they don't know even how to fight for their freedom or talk about it. My country is not better in Venezuela, but at least they can dance, they can talk about it. They still don't know how to talk in Venezuela, but they're learning as Christians, so from the lowest class, they are talking with each other and creating new things from everything they learn of the colony that was given from good people with good intentions. So those 500 years have not gone in vain. Not my father's life. Rest in peace. I can talk for 5 hours more saying the same thing. What is an effort for one person is not an effort for a person who has self discipline. It is costly to understand when one is retried in your own security system to not perceive what comes from the exterior for you is good or bad because it is blocked. You only took it for you, but you cannot develop. Even if you got all this money from all of this, that was my idea. From all of the company, that was my idea. You cannot perform until you have it. And it's something to be celebrated, alright? So every country needs to rejoice with their characters and get to see all the characters they have created as well. Every nation, fictional, historical. I'm giving a lot of work already, but I still haven't given the program for the software. It's something more than you would have ever imagined, and it's been already played. So, yeah. This year, you could already have a script for Netflix so people talk about it and I can have a little laughter. Nobody has gone to kill anyone, but there have been people who have been on mental hospital because they took the psychosis. But though they were hackers, they already had this problem. They were not working in real life. Grades, it can create, not to all. They can explain you. All the role players that have virtual reality. So it becomes easier as well. And it's not frustrating to talk about this again and again. You have a lot of information from universities in London on how good it is. Everything that I have said is what is going to happen. People do not want to feel that their privacy is being controlled or checked. It doesn't work like that for their imagination. When people feel safe, that this is their identity, but it has nothing to do with fantasy, whom they are. Because if you think somebody is judging you or following you or looking at everything you do, you cannot develop your imagination in a safe way. This is why we have private thoughts, or why it is illegal to talk about people's private thoughts, no matter what is your impression of what they think. It is illegal for that reason. Even if you get a feeling of what they're thinking about, because any person in that situation would think about that as well. Why not? You would think about yourself like that if you were in another place that is not yourself. Even if it's not understandable, that's the way they would think naturally. So you need to make a better story for yourself. Forgiveness doesn't come because you have to, so you get somebody back. Forgiveness is very common with men to lie because it's part of their DNA for many generations. This is said by international therapist and Dr. Debapat. Their sexuality is underneath, so they're more in touch with their sexuality for what they feel, and women do not know what they feel. So women can lie to themselves. They don't know if they're horny, they don't know if they like somebody, because their sexuality doesn't move. It's inward. And the man have an organ which they know how they feel constantly. They know what they feel. They're more aware of their impulse on sexuality, even whatever is wrong or right. So they know better how to lie because they know also how to be in control of their force. This is why men are superior, because they have an organ that is sexual, an instrument that women do not have. Not only in volume and in stature, in strength, and in the brain to be simple, to make decisive choices. Women can know everything, but they do not know how to make a decisive choice as men could. So you will love to die with the love of your wife. So let her be. Let her be. Just listen to her while you see her. How beautiful she is working her dream with all the ladies in the world. She might speak to you from the distance. Maybe It is of course. It is of course to understand the way you love others that she hasn't learned. You have learned to love others out of your holy matrimony, but she hasn't. She is resentful inside because you gave that love away, and she doesn't know how to give that love away as well. She would wish to be understood as well as a leading love with others in her own way. Whatever she's there to discover or not. Maybe with hugs, maybe with the caress, maybe with an affinity that draws you together to see that expansion. I don't think we are here to forgive each other, but God can do that. We can give it in the hands of God because it's too judgmental to say that we can forgive someone. That the only thing women cannot forgive is when, and even if they are very gaslighted and keep the marriage, these women are so separated from reality that and are so in control that um, they cannot even understand what I'm talking about. But women cannot forgive when their husband has raped their daughter or son. That is the only thing. But the rest can be forgiven or passed away. What it matters for a woman is to know that her husband has not been with little children. Children. No, it is good to know that if they were mature teenagers under 18, they knew what was sex. So that is okay. They were conscious. And those parents are guilty to leave their children free. So it is good to know that some things can be forgiven or tolerated or just is some things are okay, simply okay, but some things are not. It's not a punishment or social punishment. It's just simply in our responsibility to say this cannot happen again. Not only you have to stop, but stop all those who do it, and stop thinking that you're guilty for something you haven't done, because that is something that is being generated in the media and in your mind and in the mind of your wife. So I think you are not guilty at all, but you were part of being with teenagers that were aware of what they were doing. So there were girls involved, but what happened is that if you are involved with someone, no matter the age, you have to nourish that person to your stage of power. You have to pay your university, otherwise it's abuse of power. This is in the laws I've studied for divorce. They don't teach you laws to get married, the rights you have. They teach you the laws that you had, and they had to pay when in divorce, not when you are together. This is in the law system. If you marry or have a partner who has less, you have the responsibility to pay them everything so they are on your level. Otherwise, it's abuse of power. It's not only the age. This can happen to any age. Otherwise, it's abuse of power and you're sucking the energy all for you. So it is degrading to any person. And this is where we can let go and understand that whatever you're feeling is being transmitted to all of your people as well. All of those who represent your traits and informational dogmas, whatever is there to get in commune with. So you are not afraid of death when you are making love with a real woman because you can teleport together. Yeah, you can see anything you want together because there is no friction, there is no double life, there is no mysteries apart, there is no fragmentation. So you are all together surrendering into the unknown, not into her that she's going to dominate you because that's a global fear from man to be eaten by a woman while an orgasm is happening, but to let going, not to her, to the unknown of you both, and just keep watching, observing. But this you learn through meditation, for that is beyond sex and in the world of Tantra. So it is beautiful for the spiritual, and that's why we get married in the Catholic Church. Oh, we learned when I was taking my communion in Madrid that marriage is the union, the communion of man and woman towards God and the unknown. And we should serve God and the people around us with profound love. That is a heavenly state, so we still had a lot of baggage from our ancestors, and all this information is healing. This is why we need nuns and priests who give away their sexuality and give vows of poverty. They sacrifice for others because others are not that clean. I don't think sexuality is a sin, but there have been so many problems around sexuality that it's been such a good business for the church to make feel everyone is guilty because there is so many problems around sex. How can you understand that which is part of our nature but is split? So it does not really mean that we know the end of the story. And it is good to accept that mystery of life, that mystery of God or existence. Judgment can be very hurtful. This is why not everybody can be in a state of non judgment. It is said that in heaven there is a state of no judgment because people have already understood all those judgments. So you don't need to know what it is to walk. You don't There are many people who don't know to learn because they do it automatically through so many generations in the Christian world. You wouldn't do such a things. Your parents wouldn't have done such a things, and your grandparents wouldn't would do such a things, or say such a things, or sit in such a way, or the meaning towards that which is bringing us together is very distant. So it is good to understand the gravity of how we're moving zigzagging because it's not that we can really live in the same land. We are not all in the same magnetic field, even if we want to. People are still so separated with screens, with ego trips, with constructs of their own culture, of whom they are, of their institutions and families, family business, of their own dependence, of their own need to sustain their people against others for what they have created, against their allies, with their allies. This is how we are right now. Even if we're sharing the same understanding and love, we have created all these differences. So in Europe, we still strive and we have to walk in our streets and see people from other cultures who don't share our values. And there are more who wish to come. So if you want to get richer by making other countries poor, we cannot succeed here to level up with the migrants who have come here so they can level up because we have to commute with them. Even with the newly rich, and tell them what is what. It's not racism, but we will be able to create a system where we can help all the world and all the world can help us with the nature. That we need to go back to our roots as well. So it is good for us to feel the adventure of nature in places that are safe only. 100%. Only immigrants and children of immigrants can help their countries if they really want to show they are better. Okay? But Europe is already perfect, so we do not need more perfection. We're already good. And the United States of America needs to get out of their guns and get to have a healthier agriculture and form of eating, nourishing our soil. We all already know what is more important, so it's good to talk about it and show it with the actions that we do. Okay, so this is it. Ready to go. Bye.